Hey, it's Rob from Wheelworks Bike Shop in Dublin. We have a couple of cool bikes to go through today. First one is a Speed Concept SLR7. 7 represents the group set and the build. SLR is the frame, so the SLR frame is the top of the range carbon. The 7 in SRAM is SRAM Force, so you've carbon cranks, power meter, wireless shifting. The wheel set that it comes with is the Bontrager Aeolus Pro 51s. Stock tyres on these bikes are Bontrager R3, which are a very good training tyre, but they certainly wouldn't be what I'd consider a racing tyre. And then we'll just run through some of the features of the Speed Concept. Speed Concept is Trek's triathlon, and they do a TT version of it. So this is the tri bike, which will be the one that we predominantly sell. You've got integrated storage in the top tube here, so you can put your gels or bars or whatever in there for when you're racing long distance. You have an aero bottle. Useful tip with the aero bottle is these valves have a double click, so you pull it out once and it's partially open. You have to give it a double click to open it fully, so that only applies to somebody who owns that bottle, which is probably not that many people. Anyway, there you go. So you've also got internal storage in the frame down here underneath the bottle cage, and this guy you can put a spare tube in here. This guy here is a valve key, so if you have to replace the valves in your tube for a longer valve because you've got deep rims, that's a valve key for taking out the valve. CO2 goes in here, and a little mini tool goes in here with your Allen keys and stuff, and then the whole thing slots inside the frame, locks in place, and your bottle goes back in on top of it. The bike is faster with the aero bottle in, but if it's for training and you just want to use regular bottles, you have regular bottle cage mounts underneath it. We get asked all the time, will this bottle fit on regular bikes? And the answer, unfortunately, is no, because it's got one bottle cage mount here, and the second one goes down into the bottom of the triangle, and that's because you can't bolt it onto the door. So that this cage and bottle only fits onto the Speed Concept, unless you get very inventive and figure out a way of making a bracket for it. Other things worth noting about the Speed Concept is it's got a thing here called ISOSpeed, an ISOSpeed decoupler. So it basically means your seat post is mounted on a bearing system, so it's like a shock absorber. It makes it much more comfortable, which is good for, obviously, for long distance triathlon in particular is where that's applicable. The base bar and the seat post on Project 1 bikes are painted to match in most paint options. So this is a Project 1 custom paint, and the base bar comes in 3 height options. That's a mid-rise, there's a flat one, and there's a high rise as well, and that determines the height of your hand position when you're in the bullhorns. So if you want a more comfortable position, or if you want a more aggressive position, you'll go for a higher or a lower setup. We have SRAM blips on this, so your gear shifting is done on the bullhorns here, and also at the bar ends. There is a hydration system that Trek make that bolts directly into the bars, and the benefit of that is that it fills this space in between your arms, which aerodynamically improves things. There's a light mount bracket here. You can fit a rear light for training, and you've got a mount goes into the tri bar here, which will take a computer or a front light for training, again for safety. So they've really designed it to integrate everything, so you're not cable tying on bits anywhere. Everything will integrate really seamlessly and neatly into the frame. The Speed Concept only works with wireless shifting, so it won't work with cable operated mechanical shifting, which is the way a lot of more modern bikes have gone now. And that's pretty much it. One other cool thing to look at is this is one of the last frames that has an artist signature on it. Trek have stopped that as of this year. It's not available anymore, so we still have a couple in stock that we got the artist to sign. I'm not sure who this is, so if there's any of the Project 1 people watching the video, you might have a look at the signature and tell us who it is. Stick it in the comments, maybe tag them. So that's it. Trek Speed Concept SLR7 I'm Rob from Wheelworks Bike Shops in Ireland. We'll go with the next one.